Hello, my fellow nerdlings. If you missed Sunday's live stream and so you missed the solution to the weekend assignment, I decided I wanted to make some solution videos where it's the entire solution to the weekend assignment without all of the live stream silliness that happens. I love the silliness, but after the fact, it's a little less fun to watch. So I'm going to edit out just the solution and make a video every week. That's my goal. And we'll create a playlist. So if you want to go back and look at the weekend assignment solutions, you can see just the solutions. And this is the first video like that. Hopefully you find this helpful. Yes, it's just from the live stream. If you saw the live stream, there's not going to be anything new. But again, I'm editing out all the bunny trails I tend to go down. And with that, here's the weekend assignment solution number 16. And it is snar.co weekend assignment. Is it 16? I think it's 16. Yes. Okay, so I recently released a video about sending kill signals. And the HUP signal, the hang up signal, is when I talk about like specifically what it means. It harkens from the day when you would dial into a system. But basically, it used to be like when you got disconnected, like from your modem, your terminal would send, oh, I'm looking at the wrong camera. Your terminal would send the hang up signal to any applications that you would run so that they could stop because you're no longer connected. I got to open up a preview window here. It would send a hang up signal, but that's kind of been co-opted because now the HUP signal, if you send it to programs that have like a configuration file, a lot of times instead of stopping or quitting, they will reload their config file. So a lot of times you'll see directions on the internet for an application that's like kill-HUP, the program or the process ID, and it will just reload its configuration file, which is not what it was intended for in the first place at all. But anyway, by default now on most distributions, it no longer sends the hang up signal or the HUP signal when you exit login terminal. Now, a login terminal and an interactive terminal are different. Basically, if you are logging in like your username and password, it's different in the world. I'm not going to go into it too deeply, but for a login terminal, it used to be when you would exit, it would send a HUP signal to any application that you started. That wasn't the case for an interactive terminal. The best way to know if it's a login terminal or an interactive terminal is if you're SSHing to a remote server, it's definitely a login terminal. And so that's how I'm going to do this process, is to use a login terminal over SSH. I'm going to SSH to another server. That way we're sure it's a login and not an interactive terminal, because that gets confusing, like, wait, which one is which, blah, 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 blah. So anyway, that's how we're going to make sure that it's a login terminal. So what we're going to do is try to make it so that we can adjust the settings on Bash so it does send a hang-up signal. And if all this sounds crazy, I encourage you to watch the video that's listed in the weekend assignment, because I talk about kill signals. But basically, I'm going to go to my Pookie server. So that's just on my local network here. SSH Pookie. And I have key set up. Yeah, good. It should log in. Is there anything in here? No, good. All right. In here, then I'm going to start a process. So I'm going to say sleep 1000 and put this in the background. So it's currently running in the background. That's its process ID, that 2 million whatever. And now if I exit, I exited out of a login shell, but again, Bash does not send a HUP signal. And so if I log back in, so if I SSH back to Pookie and I do ps aux grep sleep, we're going to see it's still running in the background. That sleep command is still running. But if a HUP signal is sent to a sleep command, it does exit. And we can test that by doing kill-sig HUP. And let's get the process ID, which is right here. I will copy and I will paste. And now we can see that it's gone, right? It killed that process just with a HUP signal. So if we can get it to send a HUP signal, it will stop any sleep processes that we've started after we logged in. And the program to do that is called shopt, or sh options. So shopt. Now this is something that's interesting. This is a built-in command in Bash. If you type which shopt, it's not going to return anything because it's not a binary file that lives on your system. It's actually part of Bash. So if you type shopped or sh options and press enter, it'll give you a list of all the options that you can set using shopped. The one that we specifically want to look at is HUP on exit. It's set to off, which is what we just observed, right? We exited out of a login terminal because, again, we SSH, so it's definitely a login terminal. And when we exited, it did not send HUP to that sleep command, because if it did, it would have stopped, because we sent HUP a sleep, or a HUP, we sent sleep a HUP command, a HUP kill signal manually, and it did exit. So I know that HUP will kill off a sleep command. So anyway, HUP on exit is off. We need to change that to on. And to do that, you just do shopped-s for set. So we're going to set it HUP on exit. And now if we type shopped again, it will show that now HUP on exit is set to on, which means that if we have something running like sleep, so let's do sleep, we'll do a different number now, or we'll do 99999, so we know it's a different command, and put that in the background with the ampersand. Now if we exit, okay, we've exited. Ideally, it should have sent the HUP signal to that sleep command, okay? And if I log back in and my live demo doesn't work right, it's going to be a little bit of head scratching, but all signs point to, when we log back in, there should no longer be a sleep 9999 running. So let's log back into Pookie. PS AUX grep sleep, and here's a moment of truth. It's not running, because when we exited, it sent the HUP signal to the sleep command, because we had run that in that login shell that we started. So it sent a HUP signal to all of the commands that we had run, and then it exited. Now the problem is, check this out. Shopped HUP on exit, it doesn't stick, right? It only stays during the session. So if you want this to be a permanent fixture in your bash setup, what you need to do is edit your bash. Is there a bash RC? Yeah, there is. Okay, bash RC. If you put it in here, oh look, and I didn't realize this was going to be here, but this is perfect. I didn't look in advance or anything. This is where you set the different commands that you want. For example, they set history append is set in here, and we could do something. We could add send HUP when exiting login terminal, and then we would just do shopped-s HUP on exit. And if we save this file, WQ, should we test it? All right, let's test it. So I'm going to log out, log back in. Let's make sure there's nothing up my sleeve. PS AX grep sleep. Nothing running, right? The one that it finds is just the grep command. So there's nothing that is actually, there's no sleep commands running. And so let's do sleep 888888 ampersand. And now we'll exited with that command set, because remember, we put it in the bash RC file and then logged in. So it should have loaded that. I didn't look. I could have run shopped and seen if it was set, but we can log back into Pookie. PS AUX grep sleep. It's not running. And if we do type shopped now, we'll see that HUP on exit is turned on now, because we put it in our bash RC file, which is read in during a login shell. And so again, the whole login versus interactive shell is a different beast, but if you're SSHing to a server, it's a login shell. So that's how you can always be sure that you know you're dealing with the right kind of shell. All right, or the right kind of terminal. So anyway, that is the command. I do have one more bonus thing if you want. It says HUP on exit is on, right? Which means that if we start a sleep command and then exit, it will kill it. And we've proven that, we know that that's the case now, is if that is on. However, if this is set, but you want something to stay running, you can use the program no HUP. And what this does, what it actually does is it disconnects it from the terminal session that you're running and puts it in the background, but no HUP. And then you run like sleep, 100, we'll do 10,000. I haven't done that one before. Put it in the background. What this will do, a couple things. It's going to create an output file, no hup.out. So that's where all the output's going to go. Now sleep doesn't have any output, so it's not going to put anything in there. But because we used no HUP, even though our system is set to send a HUP signal to any command that is running, if we exit, and then log back in, do PSI grep sleep, we're going to see that it's still running because no HUP, again, disconnects it from that login terminal so it doesn't receive the HUP signal, even though our system is set to do that. So no HUP is a way that you can get around that by having it run even after you log out. I hope that made sense. I know that was a lot. And I will just cut that out. I'll probably leave my dumb error in there as well in the solution video, but I will post that. But anyway, that's how you can set up your shopped commands. You have to do it in like .bashrc file, which is run on a login terminal. And again, the best way to make sure you're in a login terminal is if you're SSHing into a server. Now I'm way behind on comments, so I will scroll up and look at some comments. All right.